You heard the first place winner of FFRF's College-Bound High School Senior Essay Contest this morning, and the very close second place winner, his flight was delayed. Jacob McGee is here now, so we have a few minutes for Jacob to come out. Where are you, Jacob? Jacob was a high school senior. He entered the contest, and he's from Orlando, Florida. He's going to Rollins College, where he is studying political science, he says. And where's he hiding? Oh, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here, albeit later than expected. College midterms, they're very scary and they don't go away. So for my essay that I wrote for the scholarship, I'd like to talk about my process in creating it. And what I found while writing, and what would stop me from writing at a lot of times, is that when you think about human innovation and the future in general and the problems that we have to face, it creates a great overwhelming angst. And it's easy to take it on as a personal issue. You ask, what will I do about these things, climate change or religious oppression and things of that nature. And what helped me have a breakthrough in writing was coming back to the understanding that collective action is the culmination of individual pragmatism. And so rather than asking what I will do, I can ask what I can do to help all of us do what we need to do. Attending a liberal arts school, Rollins College is a private liberal arts school, and in one of my classes, philosophy of education, we talk a lot about what it means to have a liberal education. The root word of it, liberal, coming from Latin, and education for freedom, an education that frees you and enlightens you. And what I realize is that because education is liberating, there's not such a thing as intelligent and unintellectual people. It's people who've had the opportunity to learn and people who have been deprived of it. And so my goal is that our goal as an organization, and that
are kind of exploding, so if you stand right there, you'll be good.
I'm sorry. But what I've realized is that education will always be the medium for change. It starts there, but we have to change democracy, we have to change education and by changing democracy, that gives us the opportunity to change everything else that we focus on. And so my message today is that because of the internet, because of the educational opportunities that I've been provided, and to those like me, we've seen a boom not just among young people, but among the general populace to strive for that liberating education through any means that they can, not just through college, which is set up as a market rather than as a public good. And what I find is that because of the foundation that many of you have laid, and many of you and those that have come before you, there's a plethora of background knowledge to be explored by my generation at confronting the issues that we face. And to help me overcome the angst of those issues, the angst that I share with my generation and with you, I look at other institutional germs that humanity continues to overcome. Religion is an ideological empire who historically has been pervaded through violence and oppression. And those who are most protective of religion are those who profit the most from it, or those who have been historically deprived so much that all they have is the desperation to look up and hope for something more. And so another ideological empire that sprouts up all over the world has been patriarchy. And in the past 100, 150 years, the liberation of women and the compounding liberation of women, in that they are then given the opportunity to liberate more women, is an example of overcoming ideological empires that we think are so rooted in society that they can never be overturned. And so the only way that was accomplished is through collective action and through understanding that we don't have to confront these issues alone. And what I hope is that between me and between the generation before me, there are a lot of differences, but I hope that we can reconcile them and acknowledge them as being what makes us so special as the human race. Our diversity and our willingness to marry that diversity and to coexist. And so to push forward that message of coexistence and to push forward that message of collective action, I wish for all of us to be pragmatic and dedicated to not only being what we believe, but doing what we believe is right. Because you cannot be until you do. And I haven't prepared much here today, but what I've heard here earlier from the great speakers and what I've learned and what's helped me and liberated me from my anxiety and from my spouts of depression and feeling left out even within my own family, being from a Southern Baptist household. Those educational facets have provided me with so much freedom and so much willingness to provide that for everyone else. And I am eternally indebted to the work laid down before me. And I intend, as do so many people who are not here today, who exist all over this country and all over the world, who exist on the internet and in real life, we intend to continue that legacy of resistance and progressivism and change in the face of insurmountable odds. Thank you so much for having me, and once again, it's an honor to be here.